All right, y'all, I grew up in the south of the US, which means one of the things I miss the most in the world living in Valencia is sweet tea. So, I'm gonna show you how I make it. And note, this is how I fix it. Every family has their own recipe, their own ways of doing it, but this is how I find works for me living in Valencia. First, boil some water. Now, you can use whatever you want, but I usually just use the Consum brand for tea. Doesn't matter. As long as it's black tea, that's all that matters. And I do all of the measuring with these jars. These are just like recycled olive jars from Mercadona. And they have like cups on them, so convenient for me. Now, I'll usually use like 3 to 4 bags per jar of one of these. And then you're gonna add like 3/4 of this full of water. Now, you want to let this sit for like 3 to 5 minutes. In the US, you actually find people let it steep for like maybe like up to 20, but I found that with this tea, it gets a little stringent. So to get rid of it, you want to add like just like a little mini teaspoon, just un poquitito of baking soda in there. It's baking soda, bicarbonate, no es levadura royal. And I find that that helps get rid of that, like, that sort of flavor. That gets rid of that. Now, when it's still hot, you take the tea bags out and you add in the sugar. I'm gonna bring you up close so you can see. And here we measure with our soul. Okay, do not be afraid, child. Add the sugar. Okay, y'all got your horchata and fartons in the summer, and I got sweet tea. Okay. So watch closely. Okay, I'm only doing it once. Okay, I like to add like about that much sugar. Okay, you can see that little bit at the bottom. That's about how much sugar I like. Now you gotta stir it while it's still hot so that it dissolves well. They say it's like 1 cup of sugar for every gallon of tea. How much is that in metric units? I don't know. Google it if you want. Just use your eyes. I just showed you. You need that much. Now's when you want to taste it for sugar. And note that it will taste just a little bit sweeter when it's cooled down. Don't ask me why. I'm not a Scientologist. Yes, ma'am, that's perfect. Now, if you want to serve it in the same day, add ice. Okay? And then let it sit in the fridge for like at least 2 hours minimum. I don't care, so I'm gonna fill this up with water and just let it sit overnight. Now, I always recommend making 2. One so that you can bring to the picnic and share with your friends, and the other one so you can top it off with bourbon and share it with your good friends. All right? Salud, y'all.